Hey there, baseball fans. Nathan Rohde, Shooter Hunt, and David Seifert here with the latest episode of Coffee and Curveballs. Shooter, we're bringing Seif on to talk Midwest ProCase as he got to see a lot of the top Midwest talent last week.
Yeah, I love this event. It just really kicks off the draft season in 2021 for these Midwest prospects. Going to be another huge year, as it always is. Big-time arms, big-time bats. I love the Midwest ProCase.
Mm-hmm. Seif, we appreciate you coming back on the show, and you've gotten to get out a little bit this summer, seeing some college action, but you did dip into the high school ranks. It sounds like the ProCase was well worth the trip up north for you.
Oh, without a doubt. I saw probably 3 guys that are worth $1 million, and then handfuls of more guys that are definitely pro draft prospects. And yeah, it was a really good day.
Excellent. Well, let's dive into some of those players, starting off with a big-time bat in Vito Valencias. He's from Illinois, but he's at the Baylor School in Tennessee, and it sounds like he put on an absolute show with the bat.
Vito!
Yeah, he did. I mean, powered all fields. I mean, best is his pull side. He can launch balls to his pull side, but he drives it to all fields. I mean, he took what he had in batting practice. He took it into the ball game, which was special. There's another guy that probably showed a little bit more leverage, draw power, bigger juice to the pull side than BP, but he didn't take it so much to the game. But Vito put on a show all day long.
He's a South Carolina recruit. Love the way he swings the bat. And Seif, what you saw is something he's done for 3 years now. He's not just the biggest kid on the field who's just outpowering guys. He has an approach. He can swing the bat. The hit tool is going to be there. I mean, you look at Aaron Sabato, Blaze Jordan, guys who were valued in this year's draft. I got to think Vito's got a good chance to be just like that if he continues with a huge summer.
Mm-hmm. Those are certainly good comparisons. And I think, Seif, the big question for Vito is, where does he wind up on the defensive spectrum? How did he look defensively for you at the ProCase?
That was probably my biggest point of amazement after watching him take BP and after watching him hit in the game and after watching him show off his arm. I'm like, okay, how's this big fella going to do at third base? And I thought I was watching Chris Bryant at times on the way he went to his left, came in, picked it up, threw it from the low slide arm or the sidearm slot, just flipped it over there at 85 miles, 90 miles per hour. I was really amazed. I didn't think a big guy could move like that. So he's not only a special hitter, and you mentioned Sabato. Sabato's maybe not the best athlete we've ever seen. I've never seen Blaze Jordan, so I'm at a loss there. But this guy is not only a super large human being, but he can play the game, and he's athletic.
Nimble.
Interesting stuff. Sounds like also one of the big winners at the event was C.J. Hood, a right-hander. He's up to 96, sitting in that 91-94 range, snapping off a wicked slider. What'd you see out of that arm?
I mean, great frame, good arm action. I mean, clean delivery. He was downhill. Again, like you say, he's up to 96, sat 91, 93. I know he's a TrackMan monster, had really good spin rates on his fastball. I think his slider was like up to 2,900. But yeah, I think his delivery, again, it's clean. It's not polished, though. He's going to have his bouts where maybe he misses the zone 10 or 12 times in a row or what have you. But, very impressive. As far as $1 million arms, he was definitely the $1 million arm at the ProCase this year.
Yeah, a Huskers recruit, and nobody gives as much love on Twitter as Husker fans when you commit, especially an in-state guy. So shout out to CJ Hood for that. I think he's still getting congratulations on those.
Mm-hmm. I think they're going to have to work extra Husker hard to keep him going to campus. So I mean, this kid, if what I saw, again, I saw 25 pitches it was in a game setting, but at a showcase. So it's nice to see that, but it doesn't mean he can go out there and throw 4, 5, 6 great innings in a game. But so his performance will matter. But I mean, this is what they look like. This is what the aces look like. This is how they throw. This is the spin rate data they have. He has all the ingredients. So good luck, Husker Nation. But you're gonna have to work hard to keep this guy going to campus next fall.
Nice. Well, speaking of all the ingredients, a guy that certainly stood out passing the eye test and then translated that to BP, it sounded like, was Chase Mason, running a 6.66 60. He's got that long projectable frame. Seif, you went as far as pulling out the phone during the event and tweeting about him.
Oh, I just couldn't get enough of his BP. He hit a couple out, and I was like, okay, wow, I really like the leverage in this guy's swing. Obviously, I saw him run the 60. And then he just started launching. He short hopped a white Chevy Blazer that was way down the right field line in the parking lot of I think it was an apartment complex beyond right field. But it's just the leverage in his swing. Now, however, it didn't translate to the game. He struck out twice, once on a nasty slider. He swung over the top. I think it was a hood slider. And then he also struck out like a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. So he didn't take it to the game, but I'm not sure he's probably seen that kind of pitching yet. And he's not going to make a one-day or two at-bat adjustment to it. So time will tell with him, but certainly at 6'5", he's a Division I non-football subdivision quarterback recruit.
Okay.
But he's got all the tools. He's got athleticism. He has length to his body. He's got a 55 arm. I think he threw 93 or 94 from the outfield, so you might even give him a plus arm. But he has all the tools. It's just the hit ability that time will tell with him.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he probably hasn't seen many pitchers like he saw on that day, especially without a spring season, not much action going on this summer. So a little more spice and experience for him. I'm sure he'll be swinging the bat well.
Yeah, but regardless, he's got to be one of the top uncommitted 2021.
Oh, without a doubt.
You got to go all in on that guy just for the potential.
Yeah, that shouldn't last much longer. One of the names that's been creating some buzz this summer is Ben Hess. Big, strong right-hander. Looks like another one coming out of the Midwest there. 90-92, touched 93. Sounds like he was, one of the premier arms on the day outside of C.J. Hood.
Yeah, Hess is a kid I had some background with, too. He actually works out here locally. Where my daughter hits is where he pitches, same academy. So I've seen a lot of him. He's a spin rate guy, too. I think I've seen him pull down 96 or 97 miles per hour. Big, strong kid, arm works, good delivery. So he's got all the makings, too. He has a breaking ball. He's a super hard-working kid. So time's going to tell with him. Just keep putting it all together. But he was fun to watch as well. But I did have a little bit more background on him, so he didn't just hit me in the face like Chase Mason or Vito or Hood, where I'd never seen this guy before. I'd seen enough of Ben Hess that he didn't surprise me. But yeah, he's a very talented guy as well.
Excellent. And then a shooter hunt favorite, we got Hugh Phillips, premium athlete, ran the best 60 at the event with a 6.53. It sounds like you were taken by this guy as well.
Oh, Hugh Phillips, what doesn't he do? I mean, he doesn't have the best raw power right now. Still kind of, the wiry frame guy, but he can run, he can throw, he can defend, he can put the bat on the ball from both sides of the plate. He's another, I forget where he's committed. Is he a Michigan commit?
I believe he is Michigan, yep.
Michigan.
But I mean, he's a super talented kid. He may not make it to campus either, but Hugh Phillips, he's got all phases of the game outside of the raw power, which he just needs to get bigger and stronger, and that's going to come as well.
Yeah, it's like you got to see him in a small sample size where I've seen him in games, just his ability to slow the game down. He's got that obvious athleticism, still slows the game down to play, can use the whole field. Huge fan of Hugh Phillips.
Mm-hmm. Another premium athlete coming out of Wisconsin. It seems like Wisconsin keeps churning out prospects more and more these days. We got Noah Miller, ran a 6.87 60. He's a premium defender. He's got some bloodlines as the younger brother of Owen Miller.
Yeah, and Owen Miller is another local kid here. I don't know if he's a graduate, but Illinois State University draft pick out of there a few years ago. Owen's put together a really nice professional career. I think he's in Major League camp right now with the Padres, the team that drafted him. But Noah's very impressive. Switch hitter, smooth actions. He does it all easy. As Shooter mentioned with Q, Noah slows the game down as well. I don't think I saw Noah's best. Maybe he was rusty, what have you. He had a good day. He didn't have a super great day, but yeah, count me into in that fan club. Noah Miller is a guy.
Yeah, he had a huge weekend at Creekside right before that, was hammering the ball all over, talking to Andy Urban, who just kind of slam dunked it. This guy can really play. His ability to stick at shortstop, big-time basketball player, which I really like. He's dropping close to 30 a night up in Wisconsin. But I think the bat's going to be there, and he can move around at short, whether it's in college, at pro. I mean, the way Wisconsin guys have been coming off the board, it's going to be tough to keep them out of the professional ranks.
That certainly is.
True.
Another arm that stood out for you, Seif, was Victor Quinn. I got to see him a couple of weeks ago down at Lake Point, and it's an electric fastball. I've saw him up to 95. He sat 91, 92, up to 94 for you. For me, it seemed like that fastball really got through the zone and on hitters.
Yeah, he's super quick arm. Like you said, it got on hitters. Unfortunately, I think it was the second or third guy he pitched to. He hit the guy in the head. And then he came back and he kind of lost a little bit of that mojo, a little bit of that adrenaline. Kind of sat more 91, 92, but he's athletic, 6'1", super quick arm. He's got a ways to go. He needs to refine the command. He he kind of reminds me a little bit of the Hours kid from Missouri. Was that 2 years ago at Super 60?
Yes.
Athletic kid, super quick arm, just need to kind of figure out how to pitch. But that's kind of the guy I thought of when I was like, oh, Quinn, Missouri reminds me of Hour. But yeah, I mean, talented kid. The control is an issue right now. I'd like to go see him in a real game where I can kind of really narrow in other than just a 20-25 pitch, showcase event that was interrupted by, the delay.
So I think that's spot on. Oregon State recruit. I know Coach Mitch Canham is excited for him there, but he has that kind of carrying tool with the arm strength. It's very similar to Hour, where it just jumps out of the hand. He gets swings and misses. Rody, you got to see those at late point. Swings and misses on the fastball. I think a year ago I wrote down this kid may throw 100 real soon, and I think it's still in the tank. He's also a good hitter. I mean, it's some electricity with the athleticism, but that arm talent is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Excellent. Well, let's wrap things up here with one more hitter, and that's Will Rogers, another guy that stood out for high exit velos off the plate. I think he averaged like 96 point something in BP on the TrackMan units, just absolutely scorching line drives, and was part of a catching crop that Seif said was one of the better groups that you've ever seen.
I think there were 8 catchers, but as a whole, that was the best group I've ever seen. And I've been to area codes, and I'm sure there's been a lot of good catchers at area codes, but just as far as those 7 or 8 that were there, defensively, that was a really, really good group. Now, a few of them had holes offensively, but talking defensively, just the catch and the throw and the receive and the pop times and the arm strength, that was a really good group that the boys, Stevie Ballgame and Drew and everybody else put together. That was a really group. And Will Rogers led that group, Arizona State commit. I had his pop at 195 to 202 was his worst. 55 arm, really good carry to the bag. Like you said, the ball just jumps off his bat. I think he led everybody exit velo and BP, and he took it into the game with some pretty hard drives as well.
Mm-hmm. Excellent stuff. Well, there's a snapshot of some standouts from the Midwest ProCase. Be sure to stay tuned to PrepBaseballReport.com for more coverage. And as always, for David Seifert, Shooter Hunt, I'm Nathan Rohde. This was Coffee and Curveballs. And until next time, we'll see you guys at the ballpark.